At a time when fake news seems to be taking precedence over real news, it is very hard to get the facts, as we saw this morning. We also seem to be living in a time when an emotional wave of misinformed hysteria washes away individual legal rights. That's why I, as someone who has long worked for women's health rights, not like those politicians that were speaking earlier, I am so incredibly impressed with Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Yeah, we are honoring an episode of the HBO series that deals with the limitation of abortion access through loopholes and legal technicalities. And I personally know how hard it is to get something like this on the air. Most networks will not touch it. And John does it with humor, intelligence, and bite. We are living in a time when state laws are treating doctors as children and women as sex offenders. And worst of all, it primarily affects low-income families. Some things never change. In the eloquent words of John Oliver, what the fuck is wrong with you? Take a look.
And many believe you should be able to get them whenever the fuck you want. Sorry, did I say breast implants? I meant abortions. Tonight's main topic concerns abortions. Let's take a look at what these laws actually do for women's health, starting with Texas's HB2, which passed in 2013 and had two key stipulations.
It requires abortion clinics to meet the same building standards as outpatient surgical centers and requires their doctors to have hospital admitting privileges.
OK, now hospital admitting privileges and high building standards sound great until you realise what they actually mean. Sort of how Moondance sounds like a lovely night of romance and whimsy, but really means having sex with Van Morrison. And that's not what you signed up for. Because the outpatient surgical centre requirement can be difficult to fulfil, as this Texas clinic discovered.
Explain again why it's going to be shut down, because this isn't wide enough?
Yeah, because right now the walls that we have, they're about 3 feet wide, and to be an ASC, it has to be 8 feet wide.
Now, I'm not saying width isn't important. In fact, in some circumstances, it's far more important than length, is a thing that I have heard.
It is my pleasure to present the Television Academy Honors to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Accepting is John Oliver on tape.
Hello there, Television Academy. I am told that you are giving our show Last Week Tonight an award about the power of television to advance social change right after playing a clip where I talk about penises, which feels both very wrong and entirely correct. Now, unfortunately, I cannot be there tonight because I'm in New York working on our next episode. This week will probably be a 20-minute story on something bleak but underreported, like effects of the inheritance tax on cranberry bog farmers or the wage gap among teacup pigs. The system is crushing you, Susan. You deserve to be paid just as much as the dental technicians who are male teacup pigs. That's a fact. You value yourself and you lean in, Susan. In all sincerity, I want to take a moment to say congratulations to the other winners. You are making art by dealing with complex and important subjects, many of which I hope to steal for our next season. I would also like to say thank you to the Academy for the recognition and a huge thank you to my staff, because without their hard work, there would be no penis jokes, there would be no in-depth fact-based information about penises, and there would be absolutely no hilarious pictures of penises either. Basically, we would be the Great British Bake Off. And everyone would like us a lot more, and nobody wants that. I would also like to thank HBO for giving us so much leeway to make the show that we want to make, and perhaps most importantly, I would like to thank the doctors and nurses and healthcare workers like Dr. Willie Parker, who was featured in our piece, who work at the front line of women's health, often at risk to their own safety. And now, if you'll forgive me, I will get back to creating our show about teacup pigs. What we do is very important for underrepresented pigs like Susan here. Say thank you to them, Susan. Susan says thanks. Bye-bye.